If you have a smaller Facebook ad budget, one of the worst things you can do is to structure your account like someone's spending $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, or even more. So in this video, I want to break down exactly how to structure your ad account if you're running with smaller budgets and how you can really get the most bang for buck and not feel like you're hindered with running a small budget, because Facebook ads can work even if you have a small budget. It's not just for people that are spending $100, $200, $500, $1,000 a day. Even if you're spending 20 bucks a day, Facebook ads can work for you if you do it right and if you structure things correctly. And first, I just want to address what is a small budget. I would consider a small budget usually anything under like $150, maybe $200 a day is going to be a smaller budget. So this is going to be applicable whether you're running ads at $20 a day or $100 a day, maybe even up to $150. So I'm going to be breaking down a live campaign and a live setup to show you exactly how you could do the same and get great results even if you're spending little budget. And the first point I want to talk about is how most advertisers will split whatever their budget is across too many campaigns, too many objectives, assets, and audiences. And the problem with this is that it makes the account and the algorithm a lot more harder to optimize and read and for Meta to optimize. Now, the first point I want to cover is how most advertisers are splitting their budget across multiple campaigns, objectives, ad sets, and audiences. And they're splitting across too many of them. And that makes the account harder to read and harder for Meta to optimize. So when you're running ads with a small budget, you need to have clean signal density. That just means you need to have enough budget going into each test so the data actually means something and adds up. Let me show you exactly how to set this up. So you usually want to start off with one objective. You want to figure out what is the core objective that I can actually run ads to and actually see big success. This is a setup that we have here. We're optimizing for sales. We have one campaign, an ad set, and 3 ads within that ad set. Actually, let me go back. We actually have one campaign, 3 ad sets, 1 ad per ad set. And all this means is that the budget here is being distributed equally to each 3 of these creatives. Now, this is at a $60 a day budget. Some people may be like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine spending $20 a day, and 20 is my daily budget. That's fine. You could split it up with whatever budget that you're deciding to do. If it's 20 bucks a day, 30 bucks a day, whatever it is, you could split it kind of however you'd like. But the reason why this is so important, because in a lot of my other videos and other people's videos, it's all about grouping creative together. And that is important, but at smaller budgets, like I just mentioned, you need to give clean signal density to each test. Each test needs to get enough signal so Meta knows what to optimize for. So if you have a smaller budget, I'd recommend looking at 3 different creative angles and not really worrying about audience testing at all. I'm not going to talk about audiences at all in this video. The core of this whole thing is creatives that vary differently from each other and making sure that each of those creatives get their own budget and their own testing limit. And that's exactly what we're setting up here. So you can see here, we've got 3 creatives. Each one looks totally different across the board. Each one is optimizing for the same thing, but each one also has its own budget. This is such a great beginner setup, and it's going to allow for Facebook to optimize the way that it's supposed to. So make sure you give that a shot. This is exactly how you want to set it up. 1 campaign, 3 ad sets, 2 ad sets, however many you want to test, and 3 ads per ad set. And just to make sure that I got that right, it's 1 ad per ad set. So you have however many ad sets you have, you should have the same number of creatives in there. Now, a big piece of the strategy is making sure that you actually have the right creative angles. So I want to use the rest of this video to actually give you some examples of what creative angles are actually going to work best. I'll group them into 3 buckets. Okay, so the 3 angles and the 3 categories at a very high level are going to be point of view. And this could be a lot of different creatives within the point of view angle. You could have a video, you could have a static image, you could even have a testimonial style creative. And it doesn't have to be a video ad, but this is just telling some kind of story from someone's point of view. It could be your client, it could be a competitor, it could be yourself. Any kind of point of view stuff is great. Next is going to be a blunt post or just a blunt ad. And I've shown tons of examples of these in previous videos, but they're so simple because it's literally just the ad creative, black text on a white background, calling out the ideal avatar and telling them exactly what to do. This could be a video as well where you're just very direct, but I find that these work amazing as static image ads, and we always have them in a rotation when we're testing, even at smaller budgets, because they just work so well. Last is going to be B-roll. A lot of people overcomplicate video ads, and B-roll video ads are some of the best ads that we've ever had. And they're so simple. You just capture some kind of B-roll, whether it's you working, whether it's stock footage B-roll, maybe it's you doing some kind of activity or engaging with people in some way, and you'll film that as a video, add text over top the video B-roll. This is the video and stuff's happening in the background. Just add some text very similarly to the blunt post, and that's your B-roll ad. If you just stick with these three and keep doing reps of all these, you're gonna find the winners, you're gonna find the ones that are working best for your account, and that'll allow you to actually scale the ones that are working and stop spending on the ones that aren't. We're all about efficiency with small budgets. So it's not about audience testing and bid caps and whatever. It's just about picking a few different creative variations, cycling between them, and giving them enough spend so you actually have data behind what's working. These are really easy to do. And what's great is they kind of stack on top of each other. So what you could do is you could start with a blunt post. Once you find, let's say you test 5 of them. Once you find the one that works really well, it's so easy to take that blunt post and convert it into a B-roll ad. You use the exact same text, just go capture some B-roll. Takes 2 seconds. You don't need to film anything really where you need to be speaking. It doesn't need to be super polished. It just needs to be simple enough to grab attention. If that works and you find the B-roll that works, then you can take that B-roll and go to a point of view and have someone actually talk about the thing that the blunt post is saying. And the cycle continues, and you continue to just put new energy and new creative angles into the blunt post, and that spits out the engine for everything else. This is all small ad accounts are about. This is exactly how to structure things at a small budget. I didn't talk too much about the media buying side because you don't need to get technical at this point. You just need to be testing creative angles with whatever budget your budget allows you to, and find which ones are the winners, cut them quickly, and then move on. The one last thing I will say on the media buying standpoint is when you are testing ad creatives and you're wondering, where do I need to stop these things? With smaller account budgets, I'd be pretty strict of if they have spent up to 1.5 times your allowable cost per conversion, you're going to want to turn them off. So if your goal cost per conversion is $10, 1.5 would be 15. So if they've spent 15 and they haven't seen a conversion, get rid of it, focus the budget on something else. They're quick and dirty most of the time. Like, you're not going to be finding a ton of winners, but the winners you do find, you can place your bets on them because they're proven to work at very low spend. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the first link in the description and join our community where we give you tons of ad creative templates, feedback on how to run your ads, and a lot more to make sure that you're successful in your marketing. And without all that being said, subscribe, look out for the next video, and I'll see you soon.